Before we get started, here's a few highlights from today's game.
Bregman drives one deep to left field, and that will silence a few of the Yankees fans as he puts one into the bullpen.
And Herman deals the full count. Swing and a miss. Alvarez down on. Driven deep to left field. Brantley back on the track at the wall. See ya! A two-run home run for Stanton.
Off LeMahieu, and this one went right back out into the left field seats. Zach Greinke cannot miss up in the strike zone.
Michael drives one deep to right field. That ball's hit really well. That ball is into the upper deck.
Runner goes, throw to second. Not in time.
Smart base runner slid to the outside part of the base.
Ooh, I think he's going to be overturned. He looked out right there.
Yuli sends one to left field. Well hit. Has he done it again against Herman? That ball's gone. He's stopping at second. That's going to be ruled a double.
2-1. Rounded up the middle. Oh, beautiful play. There's one. On to first. Double play. Oh, what a twin killing. 6-5-3 double play. Oh, that's pretty. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. Right on that. Soft ground ball to third. Going to be a tough play. Bregman fields, fires. Not in time. And the ball gets past Gurriel. Here comes Odor. He'll score. And the Yankees lead 6-3. Soft ground ball right side and through for a base hit. LeMahieu rounds third. He'll score. It's the third hit of the night for Stanton.
Stick around for the post-game reaction, followed by an audience question and answer session. Don't forget to subscribe to the audio version of this podcast, The Freeze, by NYY Recaps. Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor.
Support for NYY Recaps is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the world champions of below-the-waist grooming. Look, if you're using the same razor for your face that you're using on your bollocks, you're doing it wrong. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code NYY Recaps at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code NYY Recaps. Remember, kids, winners never cheat and cheaters never win. Yankees win this one 7-3 over the Astros, the Trastros, the Asterix, whatever you want to call them. Herman, solid. We did have a watch party, so my recap won't be as detailed as usual, but I will take you through the major points here. Top of the first, Astros go up 1-0. Bregman gets a home run on a meatball from Domingo Herman. Didn't think he was super sharp early or really all night, but he kind of gritted it out. Greg Maddux used to say that those are the best games, when you don't have your best stuff and you somehow manage to hang in there and keep your team in the game. And the Yankees were able to win this one. Bottom of the first, Yankees answer back with 3. 2-run home run from Giancarlo Stanton. That makes it a 10-game hitting streak for him. That puts the Yankees up 2-1. And then Aaron Judge scored on a double play. The first, I think, 5 or 6 Yankees reached base. And Zach Greinke, who definitely collects bugs and boogers and is a complete weirdo, was not comfortable on the mound tonight, just nibbling around the zone. Astros tied it at 3 after a home run from Brantley that I think went into that mezzanine section right below the 4th deck. Just an absolute bomb to right field. And then an RBI double by Gurriel made it 3-3. Just missed going into the first row. Just a little gust from the gods to keep that one from going over the wall. Herman went 5 innings. Wasn't great, wasn't terrible. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. So he did have the strikeout pitch working. Yankees defense was great in the infield tonight. Made a spectacular double play in the 6th inning. Gleyber Torres has really impressed me the way he's put his defensive struggles in the rearview mirror since early on the season. He still doesn't have a long ball going, but he drew 3 walks tonight. He's looked better at the plate. He's not swinging from the heels every time. I'm not convinced he's going to have a big home run year. I think he might be affected by that juiced ball a little bit. We'll see. Also, he's not facing the Orioles and their cruddy pitching from 2 years ago. Bottom of the 6th, the Yankees break it open. After they load the bases, DJ hits a little nubber down the third baseline, and Alex Bregman throws it down the line, almost kills the mayor's kid. makes it 6-3 Yankees, clears the bases, and then Stanton gets his third hit of the game. A nice soft ground ball through the right side. He also had a 117.5-mile-an-hour double over the center fielder's head. So he can do it soft, he can do it hard, however you want it, baby. Yankees turn another great 6-5-3 shift DP in the 7th. I noticed that there was a little pumped up reaction from the first baseman, and the energy in the ballpark was great. It's the best energy that we've had since the onset of COVID, honestly. Bottom of the 7th, Astros bring in a relief pitcher named Scrub. I never heard of him. They got a Scrub. They got a guy named Straw. I'm surprised they don't have somebody named Wanker. But anyway, they go. Yanks go quietly in the bottom of the 7th. Top of the 8th, Peralta in the game. Wade takes a hit away from Shrimpy Altuve at second base. Astros go quietly. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Stanton picks up his 4th hit of the game. A bullet to center field. I didn't get the exit velo on that. So if somebody has the exit velo on that. And by the way, I'll get to the Odor thing. He left via injury on that play with Urshela, but I've got that in my notes later on because I was waiting for an update. Stanton gets his 4th hit, 297 on the season. Judge gets a base hit over the right fielder's head. No home run tonight, so my guarantee goes by the wayside. Hey, look, Jimmy, I'm a criminal. My word don't mean dick. Yo. Anyway, top of the 9th, Chad Green comes in, blows away the Astros. Looks fantastic. Gardner makes a nice play on a running catch in the gap to end it. Ball game over.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Avidan Rothman and Dylan Fram both say that ball off of Stanton's bat late in the game was 109 miles an hour. I honestly think he's going to kill somebody one day. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous because if he hits it back at you at 115 or whatever, you can't get out of the way. If it hits you in the chest, that can stop your heart. If it hits you in the head, it can basically, pop your melon there. I'm a little bit worried that that's going to happen. I'm just kind of, yeah. So I got some other notes. Odor was taken out with a knee injury. Didn't get the report on him other than it was a knee injury. He was taken to the Presbyterian Hospital. Didn't look that bad to me. They kept saying it was bad. It looked to me like he just kind of hyperextended his knee a little bit. If you've ever tripped on a sidewalk, maybe you're walking your dog or something, or you're going up some stairs and you hit the edge of the stair, maybe with a sandal or something like that, and your knee kind of like straightens out a little bit more than it's supposed to, that's called a hyperextension. And it's painful. It's really painful, but it's not necessarily a catastrophic injury. You feel better after a few minutes. He also was going full speed and ran into the catcher's head. And so his helmet kind of banged into that knee and that hamstring. He kind of grabbed behind where his hamstring was. I don't know if he was just supporting his knee at that point. Maybe, that the hamstring was hurting from the impact and the hyperextension was a separate injury. Anyway, the leg didn't look that bad. I mean, he was walking on his own in the dugout. So hopefully we'll get a report. Right now, Maldonado got a trapezius contusion, the guy he ran into, and his day-to-day. Trapezius is the muscle that goes from your neck to your shoulder area to your back. It's like the trap is what it's called. I don't have any, so it's hard for me to point them out. Brother Bulldozer says Yankees are a delicate team. Hey, that was a hard-nosed baseball play. Anybody would have gotten hurt in there. Zach Hodges says, I love that the Yankees won on a big Bregman error. Yeah. And by the way, yeah, if he didn't throw it away, the Yankees probably still would have won on the hit by Stanton. PXNA, I'm not going to post it because of the profanity, but he wishes that Judge would have hit a bomb. I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Edwin NG says, Yankees Stadium was electric tonight. That's a great point. To me, it felt like a playoff game almost. This was the first time that we've seen the Yankees have to rise to the occasion, right? Early on this season, you can say that, a slow start, you got to turn it around, you got to get it going, it means a lot, but really, every game means equal amount. But when a game like this comes along and you're emotionally invested, and your fans are emotionally invested, and you're at home, you're expected to win this game. This is not a game that it was acceptable to lose. Neither is tomorrow, and neither is Thursday. The Yankees have to sweep this series. I don't care what you have to do, pull out all the stops. Jordan Montgomery pitching tomorrow, Gumby Nation. We will have a great start from Jordan Montgomery. I guarantee it. But then again, I did guarantee Aaron Judge hitting a home run. Judge was 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts on the day. Lori C says, Clint is on my last nerve. With that dopey stance, he looks like a silly ballerina. I hope he's not watching. Clint, here's what I suggest. You seem to take my advice a couple years ago when I made the video that said, let's talk about Clint Frazier. I know you watched it because you made the adjustments that I recommended and you did well. Here's what I suggest, Clint Frazier. Go to the movies or do something to take your mind off baseball. Get your mind off of hitting. You're squeezing the sawdust out of the bat, my man. Just relax, and it will come. All good things come to those who wait. Gardy has been bad too, but I feel better with him than Clint. Well, look, Gardy at least has the short porch to shoot at, but the ball's not really traveling this year. We saw it died. I don't know. I mean, right now, the Yankees, I feel like they need a center fielder and they need a left fielder. I think Clint Frazier is going to come around. But right now, those 2 spots in the order are not are not producing. By the way, what a beautiful swing from Giancarlo Stanton tonight. Parker Frank says, let's get Bryant. There's no way that's going to happen. The Yankees don't need a third baseman. Oscar Vasquez says, hi. Hey.
Hello.
Rain tomorrow all day. That sucks. It was raining all day here in North Carolina. I actually lost the satellite feed for my party, my little watch party. So I had to go to the phone. And as soon as I turned off the watch party, the TV signal came back on. It was a hellacious storm. So Augustin Scarpa says Luke Voigt, and I was going to mention this earlier, was rocking it in AAA today. Picked up a couple hits. Word round the campfires, he'll be back on May 10th, assuming there are no injuries. That is 1 week from yesterday. Actually, the Yankees don't play on May 10th. That's Monday. The Yankees are off on May 10th. May 11th, I think they play the Rays. So hopefully he'll be back May 11th. We'll see. Chiachi says, man, we are back. And I saw somebody else say, let's cool it on the Yankees are back thing. I feel like they might really be back now. And here's why. The pitching has been really strong. Corey Kluber, he looks like he's back. Garrett Cole never left. Domingo Germán, even on a rough night tonight, he proved that he can beat a good offense. Even though he didn't get a win, I don't think. He did pitch pretty well. I mean, he gave up a couple of home runs, but he gutted it out. He had 6 strikeouts. He's got a 4+ ERA, but hey, it is what it is. Jameson Taillon has been pretty solid. The bullpen, Jonathan Loaizaga is honestly probably one of the top 5 relief pitchers in the American League right now. He looks amazing. Chad Green looks incredible. His fastball has that great spin rate, and people are swinging right through it. His velocity looks like it's up a tick from last year. Probably, COVID affected that last year. He's throwing that breaking ball more. Everybody's throwing the changeup more. Everybody. Corey Kluber, Garrett Cole, Jonathan Loaizaga. And then look, Lucas Litke is probably our least effective reliever, and he's been solid. And we've got Zach Britton coming back. Wandy Peralta looks pretty good. I'll be honest with you. He touched 96 tonight from the left side. He's got a really good changeup. The Yankees are probably going to build on his changeup usage as well. I'm feeling good about this team. Now let's go to the offense. Obviously, Gary Sanchez not getting it done. The Yankees, they pulled the trigger a little bit sooner than I thought they would. We'll probably see Gary Sanchez on Thursday in the day game. I think you're going to see Higashioka tomorrow night. Higashioka is your starting catcher now. At first base, we're getting Luke Voigt back next week. He's a stud. DJ LeMahieu, yeah, he's been down a little bit this year, but he's still hitting 280. He doesn't strike out a ton. Power's down a little bit, and he's a victim of this unjustified ball or whatever. Gleyber Torres hitting over 300 the last, I think, 10 games. Ever since I fixed him. You're welcome, Gleyber. Gio Urshela having a very nice season. I think he's hitting about maybe 260, 270, but he's a 300 hitter the last couple of years. He's going to come around. Great defense. He was great on defense tonight. Frazier and Hicks lying in the weeds. I think Frazier's going to hit. I don't think Aaron Hicks will. Right field, Aaron Judge having an MVP caliber season. Giancarlo Stanton having a monster year so far, hitting up around 300. I feel really good about this team. Victor Arena says, hey, let's play Talkman more. Oh, wait. Yeah, Talkman actually doing a really nice job out there in San Francisco. Junior B says, when they start beating elite pitchers, then I'll say they're back. Not everybody beats elite pitchers. Most teams don't beat elite pitchers, which is why I'm liking that the Yankees pitchers this season have been elite, because when their offense comes around, the Yankees are going to have a real advantage. Zach Greinke's not an elite pitcher anymore. He used to be, but the Yankees handled him tonight. You can only play who's in front of you. Joseph Menegas, probably one of the biggest Clint Frazier fans in the chat, says that I hope Frazier starts hitting. Your lips to God's ears.
Yes, I agree.
Facts, Hicks won't hit. Yeah, Hicks, to me, he just looks lost. He actually adjusted his leg kick a little bit tonight, which I saw. And that's something I've been saying he needs to do, because he was creating too much head movement by having too herky-jerky of a front leg kick. It looked tonight like he was being almost too tentative. He was kind of doing that Gary Sanchez thing where he lifts that heel off the ground, and instead of a hick, it's more of like a front foot raise. And it didn't work. It didn't work. I just don't think that Aaron Hicks is ever going to hit for a high average. Not that that's super important. He does draw walks. He does have power. He can run the ball down pretty well, but his arm is no longer a tool. And he did have one nice piece of hitting tonight. I think he picked up one hit, but I just don't have a lot of faith in Clint Frazier. In Aaron Hicks. I do have faith in Clint Frazier. Zach Hedges says they beat Bieber. Yes, amen. Keith Aldridge says, would you take a Torres for Trevor Story trade? I don't think I would make that deal. I don't. I'm still bullish on Gleyber Torres. I think we need less right-handed power hitters and more contact guys. And I think Gleyber Torres is going to be a younger contact hitter for a longer time. Like he's younger than Story. He doesn't make as much money. Gives you more flexibility to spend elsewhere. I wouldn't make that deal. I wouldn't make that deal right now. Please don't start Sanchez tomorrow. He brings the energy down. I hate to do it, but
I wholeheartedly agree.
I agree. Jaden Sanchez says Johnny Lasagna. I'll always, if somebody says Johnny Lasagna, pick at least one person and give my Johnny Lasagna shout. PXNA says a few weeks ago I would have made that deal. And yeah, me a couple weeks ago too. It's weird how things can change in a couple of weeks. Tass echoes me now. No on that trade. Mike Prince. Torres' defense has vastly improved. He's looked so much better over the past, I'd say, we're looking at it right now. He's just been so solid. He's kind of left those troubles behind him. He's not bringing his offense out to the field anymore. He's getting hits. I don't think he's going to have a big home run season anymore. I don't think a lot of guys are going to have a big home run season. I guess the ball is just different. Ball's just not carrying. Maybe it will heat up in the summer. I think Gleyber Torres is still going to hit between 15 and 20 home runs. But not every season is he going to be a 38 home run guy. I just don't see it. You got to play Kyle. Oh, Higashioka. I'm so used to calling him Higgy. I forgot he had a first name. Jaden Sanchez says, you think they can get Scherzer? They probably could if they wanted to, but I don't think they will because of the money he makes, and I don't think they need him. If somebody gets hurt, let's say, God forbid, Garrett Cole gets hurt, and the Yankees are having a great season in July. They turn it around. Let's say they're in first place by 5 or 6 games. They're set to have home field advantage. And Garrett Cole, for whatever reason, got hurt. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't want to put that juju into the universe. But at that point, I think you would see them trade for a big number one. Because that's a big number one is vital to winning the World Series. Ulysses says, Gleyber has weirdly been good on defense. Hey, man, hard work paying off. Augustin Scarpa says, why don't they start Davy Garcia? Because he's in the minor leagues right now. He's in AAA. They're still working on some things. If you look at the StatCast metrics for Davy Garcia, his stuff is below average. Pretty much the only thing where he's above average right now is his control of the baseball, which is very important in a pitcher, and that's why he was successful. You can get by on just control, but he's so young that you have a chance to develop more stuff. He's got a good changeup. He's got a good curveball. They're probably working to develop his cutter a little bit. It seems like the Yankees love it when guys can throw cutters because typically that doesn't put a ton of strain on your elbow if you're just using the grip, Mariano Rivera style. Will Odor play when Voit comes back? I'd imagine that Odor will play in kind of a role player role. It'd be interesting to see whether they keep him or whether they keep Tyler Wade. I think they'll option Tyler Wade back to AAA and keep Rougned Odor as kind of the utility guy, assuming that Odor is not hurt. FG with an underrated point. By the way, live long and prosper, my friend. Stanton's switch to the second spot in the lineup seemed to do the trick. Judge needs to learn to lay off the slider down and away. Yeah, Judge chased a couple of sliders tonight, but you're dead on about Giancarlo Stanton. He has, ever since they moved him to second, I think he's hitting about 440, and Judge is giving him protection. Now who's giving Judge protection? Nobody right now. Nobody really. I mean, you got Urshela, but once Voit comes back, if Voit comes back and is hot right away, man, you're going to see this team take off. All right, guys, I'm out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody who joined the watch party tonight and everybody who signed on. One more time from John Sterling.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.